Hey there, Coach Julien here. Today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite Canadian Dividend ETFs, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Julien, Regoli, CPA, CMA, your finance coach. My channel has three main topics. One is how to save money, two is how to invest money, three is how to think about money. If this is the kind of topic that interests you, sign up to my channel, hit the bell button, you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. So without wasting more time, here are my top dividend Canadian ETFs. So the first one, called Harvest Healthcare Leaders Inc. If you're interested in investment exposure in the healthcare sector in the US, this is the one for you. It generates dividend of 8.47%, and that's obviously annualized. Dividend yield is always an annual number, but the dividend is paid monthly. Over $600 million of assets under management. It's been around for a while. The returns are pretty good over 3 years, 32%. It's done 23% over the last year, and year to date 10.49%. It's pretty much all in stocks, so 95% is stocks, about 5% cash. The highest content is Eli Lilly at 5.14% weight. So it's well diversified. It's got many different investments. So definitely something I want to take a look at. The second one is Canadian. It's a Canadian's Utilities ETF, generates 7.37% dividend yield. It's been around for a while too, over $1.1 billion of assets under management. And over 3 years, you can see that the returns have been pretty good, 29%, 20% over 1 year, and year to date it's done over 11%. If you look at what it owns, so it's about over 99% in stocks, a bit of cash, and you can see that again here, very diversified. The highest weighted investment is this one. It's another ETF, and then it's Enbridge and all of these. So you can see it owns energy, it owns telecom. It's a well diversified ETF that follows utilities. And this one basically is an ETF that looks for exposure in dividend paying Canadian companies. The objective is to generate income and provide long-term capital appreciation, and it mitigates downside risk through the use of covered call options as well. Has over $1.1 billion of assets under management. The yield here, so the dividends is 7.14% as of today. In terms of returns, this one over 3 years, 7.3%. Over a year, we're looking at 32%, and year to date 17.5%. So it's done pretty well recently. In terms of what it holds, so it's 100% in stocks, so it's well diversified. You can see that it's in banks, in telecom, it's in insurance, in energy, so it's a really well diversified fund in multiple sectors. The next one is iShares Canadian Financial Monthly Inc. ETF. The ticker is FIE.TO. What I like about this one is it offers more than stock market exposure. As you'll see, it has some preferred shares exposure and bond exposure. We'll look at it in a second. So the dividend yield on this one is 6.06%. Returns over 3 years has been over 31%. Last year has been great, 44%, and the year to date over 20%. It's got over $900 million of assets under management. For those of you who want some exposure in bonds and preferred shares, not only stocks, you can see that stocks represent 70%, bonds around 8%, and preferred shares around 20%. So this gives you some asset diversification, and you can see that it's in multiple sectors. This 20% weight here is a preferred share ETF, and this is a bond ETF, so they're well diversified. It's an ETF that owns ETF. Yep, that happens. It has quite a bit of banks, as you can see. And finally, this one is, I've talked about it in some of my other videos, and check those out. I've got my favorite Canadian bank ETFs. I've got videos on my favorite Canadian dividend stocks, so take a look at those. And I've got videos on different investment strategies, including my lazy portfolio investment strategy for those of you you who just want to buy and just go to sleep. This generates 5.2% dividend yield. You could see that the returns over 3 years have been almost 29%, and over a year done really well, 45%, and year to date over 20%. The sector's done really well. The latest results for banks have been really good because they had provisioned when the lockdown happened at the beginning of 2020. Banks provisioned for loan defaults and things like that, but turns out there were less defaults than anticipated, so they released some of those provisions, and that ended up in their earnings in the last quarter results. They're doing well. The economy's doing better than they thought. As activity starts picking up again, banks are just going to do really, really well. This one's like almost 100% all in stocks, and it owns all the major Canadian banks. So there you have it, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the description below the video. For a limited time, folks, I'm offering you one-on-one coaching sessions. So check my Calendly link underneath. Book a session with me. It's for a limited time. Take advantage of it. Folks, there's more content coming, more videos. Sign up to my channel, hit the bell button, and you'll be notified whenever I upload new stuff. Folks, thanks for watching today, and we'll see you real soon.